Life is short, make it sweet. Namaskar, welcome to Next IS. I hope you are doing well. In this video, we will cover major headlines of the Hindu, Indian Express, and Press Information Bureau. So, without wasting any time, let's start today's discussion. Now, recently, India and Spain have condemned recent attacks on United Nations peacekeeping troops in Lebanon. Both countries emphasize the importance of protecting peacekeepers and maintaining stability in the region. The recent attacks have raised concern about the safety of international personnel working to uphold peace and security in Lebanon. Talking about Lebanon, it is a mountainous nation with coastline on the eastern Mediterranean Sea. It borders Israel in the south and Syria in the north. Next article focuses upon expenditure on elections because the estimated total expenditure for the US presidential and congressional elections in November 2024 is around $16 billion. And according to studies, India's Lok Sabha election this year was approximately 1 lakh crores. In India, candidates have a spending limit of 95 lakh per Lok Sabha constituency in larger states and 75 lakh in smaller states, while there are no limits on political party spending. The major challenges include increasing cost of elections worldwide, which creates a nexus between politicians and wealthy donors, thereby restricting entry for ordinary citizens. In India, many parties exceed official expenditure limits. Therefore, possible reforms suggested here include state funding for elections, simultaneous elections to reduce cost, amending laws to include party funding within candidate limits, and imposing ceiling on party expenditure. Additionally, appointing more judges to handle election-related cases swiftly could help deter violations. Now, ongoing crises in Ukraine and Gaza are raising concerns about rising prices for petroleum-based chemical fertilizers, prompting calls for India to increase its domestic fertilizer production capacity. Currently, India meets about 20% of its urea, 50 to 60% of DAP, and all of its muriate of potassium requirement through imports. The Indian government allocated 1.79 lakh crore for fertilizer subsidies in 2023-24 budget, with significant portion designed for both indigenous and imported fertilizers. In this context, experts emphasize the need for India to enhance its production capacity and explore alternative farming practices such as using nano urea and natural farming to reduce reliance on imports. Now, Justice K.S. Puttaswamy, a former Karnataka High Court judge and a pivotal figure in the fight for privacy rights in India, passed away at the age of 98 in Bangalore. He was born in 1926. He initially served as judge from 1977 until his retirement in 1986. He became key petitioner in challenging Adhaar identity scheme, arguing that its biometric registration and linkage to public services violated citizens' privacy rights. His petition led to landmark unanimous Supreme Court ruling in August 2017, which recognized privacy as a fundamental right under Article 21 of the Constitution. His litigation significantly impacted various legal issues, including decriminalization of adultery and discussions surrounding privacy rights posthumously. His efforts highlighted importance of privacy in the lives of individuals irrespective of their socio-economic status. A recent study by researchers at the NIMHANS has explored relationship between sleep apnea and stroke, finding that a significant portion of severe sleep apnea improves over time. The initial results showed that 88% of patients had sleep apnea, with 38% experiencing severe cases. Talking about sleep apnea, it is a condition characterized by repeated interruptions in breathing during sleep, which can lead to inadequate oxygen supply to the body. Next article focuses upon mission for integrated development of horticulture because government will include hydroponics, aquaponics, vertical farming, and precision agriculture under this mission. Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare is revising the operational guidelines and cost norms expected to be released within a month. Talking about mission for integrated development of horticulture, it is a centrally sponsored scheme and it is aimed at holistic development of horticulture sector in India, covering various crops including fruits, vegetables, spices, and more. The government of India funds 60% of the total outlay for development program in most states, while state government contribute 40%, but in northeastern and Himalayan states, government of India contribution increases to 90%. Talking about global ranking of horticulture sector, India is the second largest producer of fruits and vegetables worldwide. Now, according to World Meteorological Organization, greenhouse gas levels hit a new record in 2023. The rise is attributed to natural variability, increased emission from large vegetation fires, reduced carbon absorption by forest, persistent high fossil fuel emissions from human activities, and El Nino phenomenon has also contributed to record high temperatures, drier conditions, and wildfires, further releasing greenhouse gases. Therefore, researchers warned that rising CO2 levels could lead to ecosystems to become become sources of greenhouse gases, exacerbating climate change, which could result more carbon emissions from wildfires and decreased carbon dioxide absorption by warmer oceans, accelerating global warming. Next and last headline talks about Pradhan Mantri Vanbandhu Kalyan Yojana, which was launched in October 2014. It is a significant initiative aimed at addressing challenges faced by India's tribal communities, who make up about 8.9% of the population. It emphasizes integrated village development, capacity building in education, and livelihood enhancement. So, with this, let's conclude today's discussion. Thanks for listening, and for regular updates, you can follow us on various social media platforms.